Hey, thanks for tuning in to LRGA Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. While you're at it, you can hit that bell and get notified next time I upload a video. You can share this video. That would help me very much. I'm trying to reach a certain number of subscribers. I'll start with 1,000, but I really want 10,000. And you can really help me out with that. I appreciate it. Let's start with our copyright disclaimer. Here on LRGA Curves, we want to follow all the rules that we have to. And so this copyright disclaimer is going to allow us to play these clips, these audio clips, as well as a couple of these video clips of Sharon Osbourne on her first interview after her exit at the talk. And let's listen to what she has to say. Do you think she learned her lesson after this huge fiasco on March 10th, 2021? Let's take a listen and see.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Well, look at that. That's nice.
That's really
Hey, aren't you
nice.
glad you came? Yeah, just to
Yes,
hear
I
that.
am.
I know. Well, obviously, you're here to talk about Brexit. Now, do you believe if the... No. So I've been hearing about how all the people around your little scandal have been doing. How are you, is what I wanted to ask first of all.
It's so many different things. I'm angry. I'm hurt.
But you always were a strong one.
Oh, I'm a fighter.
Oh, we know that one.
So
we know that
I'm
one.
like...
No, I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, let's do a quick recap
Go on.
of the tragic events of 310. So, on your ironically titled show, The Talk,
Yes.
you were talking, and and if there's one lesson from this is that's not allowed anymore. So I just want to say my view is nothing happened. On the talk, we'll get to other stuff, but on your show, I don't think anything happened because what happened was a few weeks before, maybe the week before, I don't know, I remember I watched it, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry gave their interview with Oprah. Okay,
Yes.
then your friend Piers Morgan, he's a commentator in Britain,
Yes.
he said he didn't believe things that Meghan Markle said.
Right.
And then on your show, you said, well, he's a good friend of mine, and I don't necessarily agree with his opinion, but he is entitled to his opinion.
Exactly.
So he was called a racist and lost his job, and you were called a racist and lost your job. Do I have it right?
You got it right. That's exactly how it went.
Right. Who's the racist and why? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Have you?
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. I've been called so many things in my life. I am so used to being called names, but a racist is one I will not take.
Yeah, it's an insult if you're not one. And, I mean, I don't understand the other side of the argument there. In other words, like, you have to agree with everything Meghan Markle says or you're a racist? Is this the standard now? Is this what you think what they're trying to say?
That's what...
Unless you agree with every person of color, then you're that seems insane.
They would, okay, I'm trying to go back and think of the words that somebody who's meant to be an expert in woke language, as is acceptable today.
Right, it is a whole language.
Yes, saying that it took away her feelings and she's entitled to her feelings. And she was stripped of those by Pierce. And that she had, was having mental problems because she was unhappy. And so he was stripping her of her feelings, which she's entitled to.
Meghan?
Yes.
Well, is she even aware? I mean, I think she's, it's very difficult, as you know now that you've been through something like this, and I'm sure when she got married to Prince Harry, she thought it was going to be like a Disney movie on Marrying the Prince.
No, she said she felt like the Little Mermaid.
Right. Right, and then of course the reality sets in, and being the princess is really cutting the ribbon at some waste management facility opening in Shitterville. You know, I mean, it's just not it's not glamorous, and I'm sure the royal family was cold to her. Now, could that have been because of racism? Possibly. The old bag's 100. You know, I mean, what? No, I'm just saying, I think there's an element of that in their race. Come on, they're from the empire, they're the old school. But also, I think they're just cold to everyone.
She's from a different generation.
Right, they're cold people. And she took it probably, some of it was racism and some of it she took as racism. Like, no, they're cold to everybody. Girl.
Yeah, they are.
But yes,
they're notoriously non-huggy.
Of course.
No, they're not
Stiff
huggy.
upper lip. That's
right.
what you British people used to be known for.
Right. So, and you know, I get it. Because of her age, you know, she's a different generation.
Right. Okay. So, and Piers, I mean, Piers Morgan, I've heard you say, or read it somewhere, this is an old friend of yours. I mean, you said that you slapped him.
Oh, we've had terrible fights.
You got drunk together. He's seen your tits.
Just one.
What? Okay, well, but just a friend.
Oh, he's
just a friend, right?
He's just a mate of mine. We've worked together.
But then how did he see a tit?
Years. Because
it's a reasonable question. I mean.
Behave.
Okay.
So, anyway, yes, I did slap Piers. Right. We had a fight in Mr. Charles one night, and it was brilliant. And we make up the next day.
Right. And let me read. You mentioned this, and I have the exact quote. It's from Elaine Welteroth. She's one of your co-hosts, or was?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think when you deny a woman or a woman of color their truth and their experiences, you're not just denying them, you're denying every woman and woman of color who sees themselves in this person's story. But deny a woman, he's doubting her.
Doubting.
That's not the same as denying.
No, it's not.
You're entitled to your thing, and I'm entitled to doubt.
She's entitled to her opinion. Piers is entitled to his.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
Right.
That's what it's all about. And then you're entitled to have a disagreement, discuss it in a normal way.
Right, all this drama
it's like,
over somebody saying, I don't agree with my friend, but he's entitled to his opinion.
That's it.
Or
Freedom
even I
of
do
speech.
agree with him, you could have said, would have been okay in my book.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't agree with everything she said. She said Harry had the weight of the world on his shoulders. Really? He's sixth in line for a job that has no responsibility. No power. Okay, all right, so...
Look, it's you know when they say, like, white privilege? Right there with Harry. Right there. He is the poster boy. So it's like, you know, he sits there and says, oh, Daddy cut him off, so he's not on the wages anymore. And he was boo-hooing about it. You can't feel empathy for that because you're a healthy, bright, educated young man. You can go do whatever you want to do. Your life is your own.
And they're living in a giant mansion next door to Oprah.
Which is great. Well, I mean, God bless them.
I agree.
Fantastic.
Right. Let's let everyone...
Yes.
You
Just do your thing. Just do your thing.
Right.
That's all.
So,
but disagreeing with somebody does not make you a racist in my book.
No, of course not. So let's get on to the other part of it, which is that this is a part of culture that I'm not loving, where everyone is a snitch now. Like something comes out, and so your current host, this is what I've read. You tell me, the current hosts have said they never heard you say anything racist, right? But some of the past ladies, they said you talk shit, you know.
No, you can say it.
Okay, I mean, the Asian slur, lesbian slur, because, okay, this is what, okay. Okay, now, we don't condone any bad language anywhere, but I'm just saying, first of all, we're talking about 4 ladies. I know men are dogs. We always, men are dogs.
And we're bitches.
I'm glad you said it and not me.
And that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. We'll go, ugh, Jesus, did you see what she was just wearing? Woo! And then you go, hi, oh, you look great. You know, we're bitches, and that's the way it is, and this has brought it all
So you're owning talking shit about them in a way?
Yeah, they used the wrong terms.
Because they probably said it about you.
No, I never, ever said that Remini, Leah Remini, was a whatever she said. I don't even use those words. They're not in my vocabulary.
Right. Okay.
And for Holly, you know, I think I said it all when I printed the text that she sent me after she said I got her fired. In the text, she says, I know it was Julie, I know it was Les, I'm thinking of suing. It's disgruntled ladies.
So, okay, so now what about this story now that I'm reading about something with someone who is Iranian?
Yes.
You called a Persian something.
No. They gate crushed my husband's and my 20th wedding anniversary. We were not invited. Don't know who this woman from a hole in the wall. I was on chemo.
So you were
I was
crashed,
stage 3,
not invited.
Not invited. Don't know this person.
Okay.
Don't know her. I wouldn't know her.
Not a guest of a guest?
No, don't know her. She gate crashed a party. She
won a raffle.
Won a raffle, which was a diamond necklace.
Right.
And she took it.
Well, she won it. No, right, she did win the raffle. Are you saying she cheated on that too?
Well, no, she...
I mean, anyone who'd crash a party would cheat on a raffle. But I don't know. Okay.
And it was just... It was
right.
a very personal thing because we had our 25th wedding anniversary. I was still battling cancer. She took the necklace, and I said, I tell you what, I don't know what I said to her, but it wasn't very nice.
Right.
And I told her to bring that fucking necklace back now, you bitch face, whatever, because I'd had it. I had had it.
Right. Okay.
I'm like, you ruined my party. You ruined everything. I don't even know you.
Okay. So, and maybe this wasn't your finest hour. My point would be, we can't judge everybody by their worst moment.
No.
So maybe you lost your, you know,
Oh,
it's
I
like,
did.
how about just, I shouldn't do that, I won't do it again.
I don't
Sorry.
say...
I mean, you did issue an apology for this, and it was like, I read in it the words, like, I'm going to educate myself. No, we could all do better, of course. We could all do better.
I'm trying
but the
to
idea
do better.
That this idea in culture now, that people need to re-educate themselves, indoctrinate themselves. I'm sorry, I'm 65, you're 68. I know who I am. I don't need re-education. You need re-education? 68, you've been around the world, you're married to a rock star, you've been with the A-listers and rock and roll and everything. Fuck, like you need to, race, tell me all about it. It's fantasy. People are who they...
This word that they throw out about the cancel culture, and it's like, what are you doing? I'm going to be fine. I'm fine. As I say, I'm a fighter. I'm doing just fine.
Can I read? This is in the tabloids, which I don't read. I do every week. It's one of my guilty pleasures. But everyone is lining up to get Sharon Osbourne's first interview. Wait, I'm right here. I did it. What do you think? Okay. Wait, listen to this.
Oh, go on.
Don't worry about Sharon. She's not looking for work. It's looking for her. There have been offers for Sharon to host her own solo show and even talk of her working with peers on a late-night, quote, politically incorrect show. Wait, I did a show actually called Politically Incorrect.
I've heard none of this. None of this. That's not true, but however, I'm a fighter. I'm fine. I'm doing just fine.
Right.
What about the people that are cut?
Right.
From the knees down, and they can't afford to go and get lessons on what's politically correct and how to talk to people. It's what happens to them.
Right. That's a great...
You know, it's not fair. It's not fair because it isn't about being a racist. It's about maybe not knowing what is correct and woke for your language that day, because it changes from day to day. What is correct and what isn't.
Okay.
And you read White Fragility.
Right, yeah, somebody gave you that, that woman gave you the book White Fragility.
Elaine gave it to me. And I read it, and some of it is very informative, and the other, I'm like, I don't agree with you. I do not agree.
Exactly. I don't have to agree with everything.
No,
I mean, the idea in there is that you have two choices. If you're white, you're either a racist or a racist, and you don't know it. I'm not down with that.
No, I'm not down with that
I know
either.
who raised me.
That's right.
I know who my friends are.
You know who you are.
I know how I've treated people.
That's right.
Right.
And the thing is, you cannot blanket any race. You cannot. There's good and bad in every race. You don't blanket.
Right. We'll see you on your next...
Y'all supposed to be thinking about it. What did you just say? What did you just just say?
This is what I'm going to say
Was
about
that
Leah,
in
though.
English?
Leah,
Why not in the proper King's English, Queen English? Well, Sharon. It's all ghetto. I'm proud of it.
Her piece a while ago, Leah recently took to Twitter and blamed getting the boot on former co-host Sharon Osbourne.
Leah is a real thing. I call her the real deal.
When you look back on situations, you have to look back on maybe what you did that contributed to it, and certainly there were things on the other side that contributed to it.
this is what I'm going to say
Was
about
that
Leah,
in
though.
English?
Leah,
Why not in the proper King's English, Queen English? Well, Sharon. It's all ghetto. I'm proud of it.
And that was Sharon Osbourne's first interview since her exit from the talk, following that fiasco on March 10th, where she imploded on the talk show and went down in a flame of racist innuendos and defense. Anyway, I'll have you know the reason that I played the other clips of Leah Remini and Holly Robinson Pete were specifically because Sharon Osbourne said that they were disgruntled. And that's why they said those things about Sharon calling them ghetto and getting them fired off the show. And I just wanted to show that they have consistently, since that happened to them, said that Sharon Osbourne was the reason that they were let go. And also, since it happened, have both said that Sharon Osbourne called them ghetto. So I just wanted to give that for context. And also because in this first interview that Sharon Osbourne just did with Bill Maher on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher show, she also said, oh, I don't even talk like that. I don't even use vernacular like that or something. But there's tape, Sharon, that you do in fact use ghetto towards Leah Remini on national TV even. So you do use it. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that like button and smash the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.